Hi, Alexa.
Hi, Nico.
For those of you who don't know Alexa is part of the 10 o'clock service and the 6, and she has been training guide dogs the last year and a bit. And we'd like to know, Alexa, what drew you to starting to train these dogs?
Hi, yeah. So I'm a volunteer with guide dogs, and my role is a puppy walker, which basically means fostering a young puppy from about 8 weeks right through to about just after their first birthday, give them all the early experiences that they'll need later in life. So socialisation, learning how to deal with traffic, loud noises, taking them around shops, getting to meet people. And basic training, also just giving them fun and letting them grow up and be a dog, but learning the basic manners and socialisation and skills that they're going to need to then go on to be fully trained as a working guide dog, hopefully.
Yeah, a lot of us met Dak and came to any amount of services. I think he was one of the most faithful attendants to services. He was to services nearly every Sunday. And you now have a new puppy. Would you like to share a bit about them and your experience with them?
Yeah, sure. So Dak was the first guide dog pup that we'd had as a family as puppy walkers. He was a golden lab, absolutely lovely. And as you said, Nico, he came along to lots of church services. He was mostly at a church service on a Sunday morning and a Sunday evening. And I think slept through almost every sermon he came to, I'm sorry to say, even yours. Yeah, he was absolutely lovely. He was a really lively lad, very, very bright. And he came everywhere with me. And so I do some voluntary work at Citizens Advice. He used to come to the office with me, sit under the desk. He'd come on the train, on the bus, he'd come to church, come to music rehearsals, come to the shops, basically absolutely everywhere that I was going. Because actually somebody who's a guide dog owner will need a dog to be able to go to all those places with them. And so that's part of what you're doing. And so at age 16 months, he then went from me to one of the guide dogs specialist training centres, where the full-time trainers, the real professionals, I'm a volunteer, but the real professionals then take on a pup and do the real technical things, crossing roads, working with the harness, and they work on a lot of the basic skills that we've been doing. So we do a lot of lead walking, getting to walk nicely on a lead, and they obviously carry that forward. So they learn to navigate across roads, walk in straight lines, navigate a person around obstacles. So he went off to training centre, obviously with coronavirus, as with many things, there's been a delay with that. So he's been spending some time having fun with another trainee dog at a boarder's house, but hopefully going to restart his full training soon. And then hopefully, if he makes it into qualification, he would then be matched with somebody and become their working guide dog. And then just recently, so he left us in March, and then about a month ago, we got a new pup, a little black lab. I can show you. She's currently asleep on the floor, so bear with me. I'll try to do this. So there we go. This is about that. You can see our own dog in the background there. So yeah, little black lab who's now 4 months old. And she came to us a bit later because of the coronavirus situation. Guide dogs couldn't transport the puppies quite as young as they would normally. So we're playing a little bit of catch up, trying to get all those early experiences. And it's not quite as straightforward, obviously, in the current situation, but I've been doing things like sitting at Ashtead train station and hearing the trains go past and all the noises, walking through shopping centres and watching the queues, obviously at a safe distance, but giving her those noises and experiences. Sitting on Ashtead High Street, walking up and down there with motorbikes going past and sirens, learning to navigate steps, walking nicely on the lead, but also actually lots of fun. So actually earlier today, she was out in the woods with myself and my daughter having a really nice run around, which is what we call free running, because actually what a lot of people don't realise, but guide dogs also need to have time just to relax and be a dog, and as you've seen just now, chill out on the kitchen floor as well, and just have some fun. So yes, it's great fun, but quite full on.
Training puppies and training dogs, what did you learn that's kind of applicable for your life, for your spiritual journey, that we might all learn, maybe kind of how do you train them and how does that affect them, and what can we learn from that?
Yeah, so I'm certainly no expert in training dogs. I'm very much, learning as I go along as a volunteer. We get really, really good support actually through guide dogs and supervisor, and there's lots of other people in the same boat, and we learn together. So I think learning and being prepared to put the time and effort in to learn something new, and that's partly what attracted me to the guide dog volunteer role. And yeah, it's challenging learning to stick with something when it's hard work, when it's exhausting, and when things don't always go according to plan. A dog is very much a dog. They don't come, ready-made and ready-trained as a working guide dog. They've got lots to learn, and actually that can be really hard work. And you've got to have the patience to work through and keep positive with them, because that's all the way we did training. And stick with it. And I think that's something that in life in general, we face challenges. We face challenges in our everyday life, in our spiritual life, in our work life, and having to stick with things and see the positives and keep moving forward. I think also it's opened my eyes to the reality of what it's like for people who have sight loss or other challenges they're facing. When I go around with a guide dog puppy, sometimes people think that I'm the person themselves who has the sight loss, and you get some lovely helpful comments, but also you get some things that aren't so encouraging and can be quite demoralising, and it makes you realise how hard it must be for somebody in their everyday world having to face things that aren't so much fun from members of the public, and challenging situations, just having to navigate places that aren't straightforward at all. So I think realising that, and it's really good to maybe appreciate how challenging life can be for a lot of people, and not to take things for granted. But I've met some really, really amazing people actually who, through the charity, and people who live with sight loss, who are really, really encouraging. And it's good to be able to do something that feels interesting, but also feels worthwhile, because there are a lot of people who do face great challenges in life.
Yeah, thanks, Alexa, for sharing. I think it's quite an inspiring story, because many times you think, how can I help people in the kind of with those disabilities, or what can I do? And actually investing a full year training full on just to help someone have a dog for a decade or something, that's really worth doing. And it is inspirational for us to see that you invest so much time just to help someone who you'll probably never see in your life. So thanks for all the work, and I think there's a lot we can learn from it. So thanks for sharing.
That's a pleasure. Thanks, Nico.